next, Camilla and Jada.
Okay, so we are the Youth Peace Movement in Gloucester. My name is Jada.
I'm Camilla.
Surprisingly, we did not try to match. In all these pictures, you'll see. Okay, so this is just our little introduction. So we are 3 youth teams. We're all seniors. In the middle is Ella Anderson. She is also a co-funder of Youth Peace Movement. Unfortunately, she could not attend today. Okay, so we are a youth-led for-youth organization based out of Gloucester, Mass. And after seeing George Floyd's death, we were just so angry and distraught, especially growing up in a predominantly white community. As Tony mentioned, Gloucester is 91% white. It is very hard to see other people that represent us in our community, and the amount of discrimination that we have experienced in our community, there's so much built up anger. So we wanted to start an organization where we could put all of our anger and turn it into something positive. So today we're here to talk to you about all of our accomplishments, goals, and achievements.
Quickly, we'll talk about some of the pictures. In the top, you can see us at the North Shore Juneteenth Association's Black Excellence 5K. Right here is us at a mental health fair where we talk about these events later. But these are just from our first protest, us taking a knee with the chief of police, and yeah, we'll go into all of this later. So I'm Camilla. My first commitment growing up was competitive dance. Through this and other sports that I was a part of, I learned leadership skills. When 2020 rolled around and I saw everything happening on social media, it just sparked something in me. And the first call was to Jada about how I wanted to make a difference. So through all my work with Youth Peace Movement and the other 19 clubs, councils, and organizations I am a part of, with all my life experiences, I found my passion to help others, my community, and be an advocate. So in the fall, I'll be attending Louisiana State University, where I'll be dual majoring in law and legal systems and sports commerce.
So growing up, I've always been a strong advocate for all people. I grew up playing team sports and invoking myself in very many different clubs, not as many as Camilla. But through this, I've learned the values of hard work and teamwork. So in 2020, I became an even more strong advocate for minority groups by co-funding this organization. And through this, I found a passion for striving to create an equal and more peaceful world through service and community outreach. So my dream is to be a social justice lawyer where I'm able to fight for those to bring justice to those who deserve it. And I think it will just be so important for me to be in a position where I can make a change and make my voice heard. So our mission is to inspire future generations to invoke and construct a more peaceful community through education. And throughout all of our work, we always want to implement our mission.
So we're mainly known for our protests. Our first one was a call for justice in 2020. This was for justice for George Floyd. We gathered at Grant Circle, which is, if you've ever been to Gloucester, the first thing you do is drive around the Rotary, so it's right there. It was with a small group of volunteers. I believe it was 7 of us, and this sparked a movement locally, and it was the jumpstart of Youth Peace Movement. At that protest, we made a video, and Jada's mom actually put it on Facebook, and it got a good amount of views. And the comments were just people asking, like, when's the next one? How can we get involved with the youth organizing this? And that night, we just created Youth Peace Movement. And 2 days later, we hosted our big protest at the same location, just like a general Black Lives Matter one, where we peacefully protested against racism, for justice for victims of brutality. There was an estimated 400 plus attendees, and this was like the official, like, getting us into the community with this protest.
So our third protest was towards the end of the summer, and this was to honor MLK. and we celebrate the 57th anniversary of the March on Washington, and we peacefully protested for equal rights, and this was also held at Grand Circle. And our more recent protest was held after we heard about the overturning of Roe v. Wade, and we were very upset and distraught over this, so we went down to Grand Circle again to support women's reproductive rights. Okay. So here are some of the photos of the protests. So the top left, that is the first mini protest that we had, and it was just so amazing to see everyone there and supporting us, all the people driving by. And as you look at the pictures, you can see that more people came to support, and it was just amazing to see everyone there.
So we've had many meaningful conversations with local media outlets, community members, and state officials, some of which being the Gloucester Daily Times, 1623 Studios, the Gillnetter, and the Boston Globe. For community members, our school resource officers, the Gloucester Chief of Police, local politicians, as well as the former and present mayor of Gloucester. And for some state officials was State Senator Bruce Tarr, Representative Seth Moulton, and Representative Ayanna Presley. The pictures you can see, that was our very first Zoom ever as an interview, and within minutes we were down at Grand Circle again protesting. Then we have our flyer with Seth Moulton when we were a part of a Zoom, and he was asking us questions of things he can do to help youth of color in Massachusetts and hopefully be able to expand it across the nation. And then the other flyer is from an interview with 1623 Studios about why you should go out and vote and where to find information.
So recently, we have created a new mini organization, a mini branch of Youth Peace Movement. It's called Learning for Change. And this organization is dedicated to working directly in and with youth at an elementary age. So with the same goals as YPM, we believe that change begins with younger generations. So if we're able to get into elementary schools, we're able to directly connect with the youth. So for the 2022 school year, we were able to donate a children's book about DEI to every elementary school in Gloucester every month. So these books feature characters of color, characters with disabilities, characters of different gender, just so students can really see themselves in a book, which is really important. And we have many future plans for Learning for Change.
So last year we were fortunate enough to receive a grant through the Gloucester Health Department. With this, we were able to fill backpacks containing various books and gratitude journals which varied by age. We selected books that included topics of inclusivity and equality, which was perfect for the elementary aged youth. So far, we've donated some of these backpacks to the Wellspring House, Gloucester Housing Authority, and Action. We have plans to donate the rest of the backpacks to our elementary schools since the three founders, we all went to Beeman, so we want to give them to the school as a thank you gift for jump-starting not only our academic career, but our friendship. The books were paired with colored pencils, a notebook, a water bottle, and a stress ball. As you can see, this is the Learning for Change logo, and the people are wearing Youth Peace Movement shirts in it. And then in the middle are the cards that we gave to the schools at the end of the year, just thanking them for letting us do this.
So here we have some pictures of us donating the books. In the middle photo, that was us with some of our old elementary school teachers. It was so nice to see them and drop off these books. And on the bottom right pictures, those are us dropping off our backpacks at housing services for children in low-income families, and we were able to donate those books to them. So we feel as if community outreach is very important, and working with local organizations that have same missions as us. So like Tony is always connecting us with any opportunity she sees, and we love her so much, and we're so grateful to have her. We wouldn't be here today if it wasn't her, because she got us here. And so in some of these photos, we are at our Juneteenth event, and we got to make some posters.
So some other community outreach that we've done is we've worked with Art for Equity. So we got to help create art with local creatives to create advocacy to diversify Gloucester bookshelves. With the North Shore Youth Leadership, we participated in many mental health fairs. This was when we started our Juneteenth flag, where people could paint their hands either red or blue and then stamp it on, and we created the Juneteenth flag like that. Our most recent table is where guests could write to local congressmen about the importance of gun control.
And like mentioned before, we tabled at the Cape Ann Museum Juneteenth Festival, where we created the Juneteenth flag with participants' handprints, and that sort of became a tradition for us. We also partnered with Wellspring House, and we tabled at an art installation about immigration in America. So my dad is from Haiti, and Camilla's dad is Jamaica, so we just feel that it's so important for us to represent how important immigration is in this country, because immigrants really are the backbone of our country. So we created a canvas where participants voice what community means to them.
So with the school, I work very closely with Ms. D'Antonio, who's here today. So working with the GHS Youth Advisory Council, I have the role of leader of racial equity. I've been able to grab attention of my peers by creating bulletin boards to educate them on important matters. Also being one of the leaders of GHS Racial Equity, which Ms. D'Antonio is the advisor for, and also the ADL peer group. I've gone through trainings and helped plan events such as the first GHS Cultural Night, getting the school a Juneteenth flag, and also this year we got the school our land acknowledgement. Some of the boards that I've done is awareness of teens killed by brutality, but I focus on their life story, not just the tragic way that they died. I did influential Black figures, Martin Luther King, meaningful quotes from Black voices, Black History Month, and Juneteenth.
So at Essex Tech, it's a very predominantly white school, and most of the time it's hard for our administration to listen to voices of color. So working with some members in my health assisting program, we have been able to create bulletin boards about advocacy in order to educate others on important matters. So some boards that we have created include celebrating Martin Luther King Jr., interactive boards where peers respond to an important matter, Black History Month boards, and highlighting important Black figures and their impacts. So here are some of the boards that we created. On the right side, those are the two boards that I have created. The top one was our Black History Month board, where we put influential Black figures on there along with their words. And the bottom board was also an MLK board, where we were able to write down different dreams that members of our school have, and they were able to post those on the board.
So here's two of my many boards that I've done. The first one is Words Have Power. That was quotes by influential Black figures. And the bottom one was originally a Martin Luther King Jr. one, but then I got COVID and Black History Month. And the school helped me actually make it, kind of turn it into a Black History Month bulletin board, but I have a bunch more boards that I could have.
So these are just a few of our social media platforms, because we're able to share what we do and connect with people through our social medias, as you know, us youth, on our social media.
Yeah, and just to add to that, because we started in 2020, social media was like our outlet, so that's where we really communicate. On there, we have our link tree, which is kind of like our website. It has like all of our interviews on it, as well as our resumes, and like a partnership form. So yeah, I would definitely check that out, because that's where kids these days are at.